Hey guys, one of my most asked questions is how do you make your overnight oats, because they always look so good. And I switch up the flavors quite often. However, my base pretty much always stays the same. So I'm gonna run through it with you guys today. I'm making 3 servings so that I can have 1 for each day of work this week. First things first is your oats are super important. I love this brand, Farmers We Know, because they are certified glyphosate free. If you are unaware, oats are one of the crops that are most heavily sprayed with glyphosate, and glyphosate is a pesticide and we do not want to be consuming that. So making sure your oats are organic and glyphosate free is so important. I also love these ones because they are sprouted and they are easier to digest. So starting off for oats, we just do half of a cup, which is 1 serving or 52 grams. Okay, next crucial ingredient, we're doing 1 tablespoon of chia seeds or basil seeds. I'm using basil seeds. This is gonna help to add some more fiber, and also because these expand, it also helps the texture of our overnight oats and makes them a little bit thicker. So for 1 tablespoon of basil seeds, that adds 7.5 grams of fiber, which is so good. Okay, next ingredient is optional. However, I definitely recommend, I always like to add a scoop of protein powder. This one is unflavored from the brand ProMix. I absolutely love it. It's actually just grass-fed beef protein isolate. So it is not made from whey, there's no dairy, nothing like that. So if whey is sensitive on your tummy, I highly recommend this. And this is gonna add 30 grams of protein to our overnight oats. I love that this one is unflavored, so it's not gonna change the profile flavor of our oats. Oatmeal is definitely very carb heavy, so in order to keep our blood sugar stabilized, I really like to add the protein powder in because we need a good mix of carbs, fats, and protein to help stabilize our blood sugar and keep us full throughout the morning. And then last but not least, for our dry ingredients, I'm just adding a pinch of salt to each one. Before we add in our wet ingredients, I'm gonna give this a good mix to get everything nice and incorporated. This week, we are making mango coconut, which is one of my favorites. I'm gonna add all of my wet ingredients into a blender. We're doing 4 ounces of coconut milk, about a tablespoon of maple syrup, but you can use whatever sweetener you'd like, and a splash of vanilla extract. Now to make this really delicious, I have a bunch of mangoes cut up and I'm gonna mix some of the mango into the wet ingredients. I'm kind of just eyeballing this part. Okay, we're gonna blend this up. All right, we're gonna pour our liquid ingredients into our dry ingredients and we're gonna give this a really good mix. Okay, I'm just giving one last stir to really make sure everything is nice and mixed in well. Okay, now for our toppings, we are of course gonna top it with some fresh mango that I have cut up here. And then to top it off, I got some coconut shreds. This is gonna help give us all those nice healthy fats and add a ton of flavor. All right guys, there you have it. That is how you make my overnight oats. Like I said, the base always stays the same, and then depending on whatever fruit or flavor I want to use, that's when I change it up. But I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you give it a try. Bye guys.